non-fungible tokens, which is a fun term to say. It's a economics phrase, right? Fungible, non-fungible.
Sounds like a
So we're
mushroom, a type of mushroom or something.
right. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. NFTs. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Brian, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
I learned that a lot of stuff like this is like we just have to like we don't determine what is the that thing now, right? Even though I don't agree with it, I don't understand it. I think that digital content has already been there. I don't understand why now it's being um like yo, I sell digital art on a regular basis, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
like I create artwork and people they want me to draw something that is digital and only exists in the digital realm so that they can post it online for social media or whatever, right? If you want to call that an NFT, then that we've been me and other artists that are digital artists have been doing this for forever. But now with cryptocurrency, it's almost like a different kind of like white flight to a certain extent, right? So it's just like folks who have been um, trying to secure their cryptocurrency and get more value in this realm outside of what everybody else is not on yet or not aware of. Like they've probably been doing this stuff behind the scenes and you know what I'm saying, like on the dark web to a certain extent.
Mm.
So now it's become more commercialized with obtaining assets and accumulating wealth in a realm that people don't even know about yet.
Mm.
So now my job as a content creator is to educate myself so that I can accumulate wealth for myself and not be left in the dark and then fall in line with it. So being that I've already been doing this, it's like, all right, so how do I convert this so that it is this now? So that like I don't agree with it. I don't understand it. I think it's like to buy digital sneakers and digital objects. I think it's funny, but I think that's the world that we're in and we have to fall in line with it. Like
Yeah.
it's just weird, man. But again, like it's not going to be weird a year from now. And it's going to be something that we're probably all going to fall in line with and cater to or purchase or appreciate. But yeah, man.
So I wasn't too familiar with it at one point, and I had someone explain it to me. And I'm not sure if you guys like saw the movie. They said the best way to explain like where it's headed is what's that movie? Ready Player One.
Mm.
And pretty much that's the end game. So whereas though they feel as though we as people are going to be relying more on pretty much coming home and throwing on a VR AR headset and just going to another quote unquote world as far as in the augmented reality. And then that's why they want to have these digital pictures and these digital sneakers. So that way you can be able to dress your avatar and all this stuff like that. And pretty much that's the end game. But as far as it tying to us, like Brian was saying, like it's kind of weird because like when I used to do like graphic design and just even doing like digital prints when people didn't want the physical thing, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So you doing what's always been done and calling it a different name. Like, oh, okay, all right, great. Like, okay, like, hey, if it works for you, obviously it did. It's what's really popular right now. I think it's something that can be dope, but I know who I am and how I am. I need to have tangible things. I need to actually have it, even though I will get with the times because I refuse to be one of those people that's like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not getting with it and be left behind, like Brian said.
Right.
Refuse to do that. But all in all, I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel like some things people need to physically have. Like that's what makes us human.
Mm. Josh.
Hold on.
Brian.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But no, it makes me think of
Sorry.
like CDs and DVDs. Like my wife was working for Apple, right? And she let me know about the cloud that Apple has and like buying DVDs and putting it in the cloud. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But fast
But now,
forward to
what are
like
you doing?
4 years. Yeah,
Right.
I'm buying digital videos in
Mhm.
the cloud. And I'm like, yo, no, I need the DVD. So it's it's the same concept, man, where it's just like, yo, we're constantly having to evolve and we will adjust. But yeah, go ahead. I'm
Wow.
sorry, Josh.
No, that's a great point. I think kind of piggyback off what the both of you guys said. I guess I'm just not sure I'm comfortable with where it's leading. There's nothing wrong with I think what it is. it's just like, I feel like we're already a culture where like we're glued to things in our hand all day, or we're glued to screens, or, you know, I'm fighting with my kids about how much screen time they have, or how much time they've been playing video games. And to create an actual like virtual world where people can quote unquote escape or come home and relax in it. Like, I'm a little bit worried that the tangible will completely fade away, and then it's kind of like what's real and what's not real. I know it's kind of now we're getting next level like scary. It's like, what does that kind of world look like? It feels like we're watching an episode of what's that show?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, yeah, like an episode of Black Mirror where they kind of tackle some of that, like, hey, years in the future, the world could be like this. And I'm just not sure that's like a world that that I'm like super excited to see.
Right.
Is it weird to say?
No.
No,
Bro,
no,
I think it's
not at all.
already, it's been happening. Like even with NBA 2K, when it got to the point where it's just like, yo, why I'm going to make this my player go to the gym and I don't even go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, why I'm going to pay for clothes, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and I need clothes. Like, why I'm going to put virtual currency? Like, but eventually I ended up paying. I ended up doing it. Same thing with Fortnite skins and all that for my kids. I was like, yo, bro, like you spending $80 on a game for some skins. But
when
like
you could
now,
buy mids.
Yeah. but now
true.
it's like I understand it. Like now I'm falling in line because I'm like, oh, I get it. The way they dance on that was amusing. Like that's worth, you know what I'm saying, spending
Stop it.
500
No.
V-bucks
No.
on that. Like
No,
like,
it's not.
it's all, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like it's been happening behind the scenes. Now it's getting to the adults, right?
Well, where do you
So-
measure? Where do you derive the value though of that stuff? A lot of the speculation around this NFT stuff has been like stuff that doesn't seem worthy of that type of money is generating that type of revenue because it's I don't know, it's attracting like a certain person who is
Yeah.
determining the value based on how much they like it. And a lot of these things, it's not even like a bidding war. It's just like, oh, someone who wants someone's tweet because they're obsessed with it is going to
Yeah.
buy it.
The value is based on how much other people want that thing or want that non-tangible thing. That's what it
Right.
is.
But to
So-
Brian's bringing a call
or-
back to what Brian said about his dad asking him if the sneaker thing was you have a sneaker fetish. A question becomes is like NFTs like a market where it's like a bunch of like fetish type individuals who have a certain eye for something and they're willing to have that digitally or virtually. And I don't say that word in a bad way. It's just people who, let's just say, love mids and they want to cop as many digital mids as they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just
But
feel like
bro-
they're targeting
We
certain.
done with the digital mids.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But bro, there's so all right. So I'm all right. So as an artist, like I had to learn, like there's a team that I'm developing, right? And they have informed me of the levels of this NFT world, right? Folks who make this amount do this, right? So so our perception of actually what's happening is only a little piece. There's folks who like, if you want to make this amount, then you have to come up with a digital asset, a physical asset, and it's like another third tier. It's another aspect to it, right? So I'm planning on doing something. I'm going to provide a digital asset. So when you buy this digital augmented reality thing, like you can have it and you can share with your friends and be like, oh, this is cool, right? So you take your phone out and there's a digital thing right in front of you and you can show all your friends and family. That's the cool factor. But then there's a physical aspect. Not only, let's say I design a shoe, right? Now I had this shoe designed, but you bought the digital aspect, which also comes with the physical thing. So now you have it in your house. And then the third thing is probably like a print of it or whatever. So there's so many different levels to it that there are folks that are just spending money, that cryptocurrency, hoping to accumulate wealth based off of it. But then there's people who find things that was like, yo, that is actually cool. And you know what I'm saying? They spend the money on it. So there's a mixture. It's the same thing with like the sneaker world that we have. Like I'm going to buy Off-White. I hope I hit on the Nike app because I know I can resell this for this when they don't even care about the shoe. So you have people with the mad dash of trying to make money and invest because they have that income that they're, willing to give up. Same thing with sports cards. Like the world of sports cards are, it's crazy how much money they drop over there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that though, Brian, that you're kind of mixing both worlds in there. And then you're also like, you don't have to turn on a screen to show that you own something, that you could actually present something else that you physically gave to them as a proof of ownership.
How do you protect the understanding that it is a one of one? I remember watching some like baseball card documentaries where some of those companies sold cards on the premise that they were limited. And then years later, they found out that the truth was they had overprinted those and they were basically common. Like everybody had.
Are you talking about the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card by chance?
That's one of them, right? But I think I can't remember the company, if it was Topps or Donruss or maybe it was all of them. But they basically created demand based on saying these were limited, and then they overprinted the cards, making everyone think what they were worth was something higher than they really were. And I guess that's the question I have with NFTs is how do you ensure that it is really a one of one that you're getting, especially when you're dropping the kind of coin that people are dropping to acquire those type of assets?
Yeah, I think they said that they were supposed to have it like a digital signature on it,
right?
Where if you buy like, let's say, a one of one painting that's NFT, it would show the digital footprint of who created it and who it was sold to.
Yeah,
and you can kind of like backtrack to who and where. So it's like if it came from Brian, and you're like, hey, okay, this is his one of one. He said it's one of one. There should be absolutely no other pieces that originated from him out there in the marketplace.
So that's like the blockchain element of being able to track the origin and then determining it's not that.
Like
asking you guys
metadata.
a question. Asking you guys a question. Sneakerheads, this is a real practical one. Let's say, like we all did, you miss out on the trophy room, the freeze outs, whatever. Is it a consolation to go and cop an augmented reality or an NFT type sneaker as like a second place consolation prize?
I'll buy mids before I buy a sneaker NFT.
There you go.
Come on.
As always, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notify bell. And check out our channel for other content. We'll see you in the next one.